Hey everyone, Dennis Kaye here. Hey, listen, I'm going to make this video the old webinar style that I used to do back in the day. I used to host live webinars at least twice a month, talking about different projects, developments, sort of giving an education on Belize in general. And I've had so many requests come in for information regarding this particular listing that is coming up in the next 30 days that I thought rather than just rush it and put out a quick 3 to 4 minute video, just giving the highlight reel. I really wanted to dive deep into this. So what I'm going to do in this video is not only give you the information about the lots themselves, the price, all that kind of good stuff, also the area. I want to talk extensively about the area and comps. It's very difficult in Belize to compare properties. Number one is because there's no MLS. And number two, not all properties are comparable. They're just, sometimes they're just one off. They're one of a kind. So it's hard to put a value on something compared to something else unless you really, really know the areas, like Steph and I do. So I'm going to give you that. Also, if you're watching this video, this is a private link, so it was sent just to you. And if you buy through this webinar process here, through this means, then I can give you a significant discount. And I can also adjust the financing. So I will not be doing that if I have to work with other brokers. Obviously, there's fees to pay out. But for those of you who are interested in buying, if you buy through me, then we can give you a fairly significant discount on the purchase price and some very attractive financing. All right, so what is this about? This is about the west coast of Ambergris Caye. Many of you are familiar with the West Coast by looking at Secret Beach. Secret Beach is a hot area, and for many of us, the price of beachfront in and around Secret Beach has just grown to be astronomical. I'm going to show you some of the prices that we're seeing there here in just a few slides. And what I like about these properties here that I'm going to show you today is they're on that West Coast. So they don't have the issue with sargassum grass like you do on the East Coast. You don't have any trash washing up on the beach. And you have these beautiful crystal clear swimming waters. And what we're gonna call these, we're gonna call these West Coast Estates South. So that's where my cursor is right here. And West Coast Estates North. All right. So two different developments. But this webinar is about both, right? Because they're basically the same. They're just different areas. All right. So here they are. West Coast Estates South, West Coast Estates North. And what we're offering our clients is the ability to purchase one beachfront property and then the second row immediately behind it. It has to be purchased together in the pair. All right, we're not splitting them up. So if you buy beachfront property number 11, you're going to also get number 14 along with it. Same here. You're going to get 1, 10, 2, 9, 4, 7, and then 5 and 6. All right, so we're selling these in pairs for one price. It's one purchase, beachfront lot and the second row lot behind. Now, you will have some options on what to do with that second row lot here in the future. So kind of stay tuned. I'm going to talk about that near the end of the webinar because that's going to be pretty interesting for some of you. This is a drone video that was recently taken. So I think it's a couple minutes. I won't play the whole thing, but you can see here all the survey lines have been cut in. So these properties are 100% surveyed. Everyone has a concrete peg marking its four corners. And the titles right now are in the process of getting printed. That's why we're saying we're not going to be able to close on anything for the next probably 30 days. And so that's why this webinar special is an actual special because we're taking contracts, letters of interest, and we're not going to actually be able to close till those titles are printed. So just keep that in mind. That's why you're able to get the discount and the attractive financing now. But as the drone flies, you see there we are up in the boat. Beautiful coastline. We have a lot of good bedrock right at the surface, which acts as a protectorant, protecting the beaches. And in the case of a storm, the waters are very shallow here. So even in a major storm, you're really not going to get any flooding on your property. You see the lots are all nice, high, and dry. And this is an aerial view now looking east. So we're on the West Bay. This is looking right over the island off to the reef side to the east. Now our drones videos coming around. Now we're looking to the south. You see really good tree coverage in there, which is indicative of really nice soil, good land. All right, so that was the video of the south subdivision. Now we're going to take a look at the north subdivision, which is a pretty unique because it sits on a point. Oh, maybe I didn't do this right. We'll see. Give me a minute. There we go. So this is the north part, the north side subdivision. So this big tip right here. See, survey lines have all been cut in. See the boat's pulling right up there. I'll tell you something about boat access too in a minute. That's really important if you're looking for boat access only properties. But let me see if I can play this drone video. You see, this hasn't been color corrected or anything, guys. This is just the color of the water. All right, that's it. And that's what you get. Beautiful, crystal clear water. This canal right here leads across the Kyle Francis Lagoon right directly over to Newtown. That's pretty important to know because Newtown is the Heredia subdivision on the northeast side of the island, and there's already a lot of building activity going on there. And to me, that's going to be a key, what do you call it? A key component to everything that's going to be built around here. You're not going to have to go all the way to San Pedro town to get goods and services. You're just gonna be able to scoot across. I think it's about maybe less than a mile across. Very easy to get to. So we can take the boat here, go through this canal all the way into Radius subdivision. So beautiful property. Look at that, just gorgeous. All right, let's kind of continue. These are some photos that I just took last week. We're standing on the beach, beautiful waters again. Nope, this is a video. Listen to that. Another one here. Those islands out there are private islands. Some of them are being developed. I'll show you those in a bit on Google Earth. Always a nice breeze. Ambergris Caye. All right, so let's get into some comps. What are properties going for? Well, again, it's very difficult to compare beachfront properties anywhere in the island, but especially on the West Coast because they just vary so much. But here are some samples of what's for sale, and all these are on our website, so you can check them out. First of all, we have in the same area that I'm showing you very large beachfront properties. I mean, very large, 16,641 square feet large, a single block. All right, and of a property. So those are going for 195. And if you calculated the square foot price, that's $11.72 a square foot. All right, so up there pretty good. Um, Up there pretty good. What am I talking about? Hang on one second. I just want to make sure I did that correctly, guys, because let's see. So what do? I take the 195 and I divide it by 16, 641. Yeah, $11.71. All right. I just want to make sure I did the last one right. At 615. Just bear with me. This is going to get really good here in a second. 615 divided by 10,000, 850. 50. Yeah, okay, I did it right. All right. So large beachfront lots, again, great size and a great price, $11.72 a square foot. This subdivision here, which is the North Bay subdivision, almost sold out. I think we just have this one resale left of a beachfront lot. This beachfront lot has 7,000 square feet, measures 70 by 100, and the price is 169. So that's $24.14 a square foot. All right. Pros on that is it's filled and it's just 3 minutes from Secret Beach. All right. So you're a lot closer to Secret Beach on this property than you were on this one. This one's 4 miles north. This is just maybe 1 mile. So this is 3 more miles. Coming over here into lot 8, this is about a mile and a quarter south of Secret Beach. Lot 8 has 5,575 square feet, and it's priced at 385, which are now up to $69 a square foot. But there are pros to the subdivision. So you have a pier here, community pier. You also have a canal, and you also have two homes built in the area, right? So you're already part of a community, and you're very close to the future development. There's going to be a lot of development behind the subdivision in the near future. It's going to kind of anchor that part of Ambergris Caye. So, not a bad price if you're looking for a direct waterfront property on the south side of Ambergris Bay. And then finally, we just had this one closed. This was a direct secret beach property, triangular in shape, 10,850 square feet. Price actually sold for, not asking price, sold for 615 at 5668 a square foot. Pros on that, you already have road access and you're sitting right there, just not even a half mile from all the action at Secret Beach. All right, so how do these lots compare that we're going to be able to sell on this webinar? Here's the way they look. These lots, you're getting a beachfront and a second row together. All right. So that total square feet on those is 17,545. They're about equal in size, give or take a few feet in either direction. The price on it is 145, and that comes to be $8.26 a square foot. So 826 compared to, remember, 1172, 24, 69, and 56. All right. So 826 a square foot. What are the benefits of these properties? Number one is it does give you options. So, like I said, we're just selling a beachfront and a second row lot together. However, if you pay off the property in full, you can sell or give the second row lot to someone else. So you can give it to your kids, your grandkids. You can sell it outright in the open market. That second row lot should probably in today's market go for around 35, maybe 40,000, somewhere in there in today's market. Just going to go up from there. Also, we have applied for two community piers. So one community pier is either going to be built here or here, right on this access road, and the other one is going to be built right here. So all of these property owners and these property owners will have access to a community pier, which is very important when you're looking at buying property that is boat access only. Also, you have proximity to Newtown. I'll show you Newtown in a bit, but very, very important moving forward as far as you want putting yourself in the path of progress, putting yourself where there's going to be a nice hub of activity for workers, for supplies, for ease of getting around. Newtown's going to be key up in this area. So here's some questions that have been coming in. I'm just going to answer them webinar style. Is there financing available? Yes, there is. At a public price of 145, the financing is 20% down, 10% interest for 10 years. All right, very, very easy financing. There's no prepayment penalty, no HOA fees, and yeah, pay off the property whenever you want. So 20, 10, 10. But again, because you're working with me, I can give you a special on that. I'll note that at the end of the video. When can I start building? Immediately. There are homes up in this area. I was just up there last week, and there are several new homes. Like one home, I met the owner of, beautiful home. They've been up there for a while now, and they're putting their home in the market for $900,000. Yeah, a single lot, nice home, completely off grid, solar, water, septic, all that kind of good stuff. 900 grand. All right, so that's going to be going on the market soon. In fact, it's not on the market yet. I think she's still choosing a realtor. But I gave her some options on who I thought she should go with because I'm not in that market right now. I'm doing mainly land. But I'll shoot you the link when that comes out too, so you can see the house. Beautiful house, not very big, but beautiful. But yeah, you can start building immediately. So you can build single family home, you can build a duplex, you can build guest houses on your property, caretakers houses, all up to you. And I can recommend some really good builders as well. What do I do about water, electric, and septic? All right, so this entire area, including all of Secret Beach, is currently off grid. So what we do, and I can show you several examples of these, is we build beautiful homes using solar for power, using rainwater catchment systems and self-contained septics. It's easy. Yeah, the builders do it every single day up there. So when you drive through Secret Beach and you see dozens and dozens, probably over 100 homes now, plus all the businesses, plus the high-end Airbnbs. Everything you see out there is off grid, guys. So don't let that scare you away. If you grew up in an area where all you've known is connection to city power and city water, you never lived off grid. Some of my clients have, they live in Idaho or Wyoming, or they're up in the hills, or they're in cabins in northern Michigan. They're already doing this. So to them, it's pretty easy to wrap their head around. But our builders have no problem at all building fully modernized homes with water, electric, and septic using solar, rainwater catchment systems, and so forth. How are these lots titled? Great question. These lots come under the Registered Lands Act. So these lots will have land certificates, which is important. It's one of the most protective forms of title that the Belize government offers, guarantees your rights as a property owner. And yeah, I mean, almost I would say 90% of the properties I buy myself are land certificates. Others I will buy them even if they don't have a land certificate. For example, if they have a deed of conveyance or a TCT, those are also protective. But on those properties, I like to know the history a little bit more before I buy. So I do buy those. I just want to know the history a little bit more to make sure I'm protected. All right, how can I access these lots? So again, these lots are boat access only currently. And that being said, we are building those two community piers, just waiting for the pier permits to come in on those, and then we're going to build those so it can make you accessing the property even easier. Right now, as you saw, we just pulled a boat right up to the beach. All right, with a nice flat skiff. I think that boat drafted 9 inches is what the captain said. So boat like that, access any of the properties right directly from the beachfront, but we also have those piers built as well. What are my closing costs? Closing costs are always 10% of the purchase price. Now, the way that's broken up is you pay 2% in closing cost, and then you pay 8% in a stamp tax directly to the Belize government. All right. So the two added together makes 10%. Now, if you're financing these properties, you pay your 2% closing cost upfront, and you can delay the 8% stamp tax until you pay off the property in full. All right. You can pay it off or now, that's not a problem, one time, or you can simply go with a cheaper closing cost now, pay the 8% stamp tax when you pay off the property in full. If you're buying the property cash right now, it's 145 and 10%. So if you got 145 purchase price plus the 8% stamp tax plus the 2% closing cost, you're looking at 159.5 out the door. All right, 159.5 out the door for again both a beachfront and a second row lot. So here's the good part. Once titles are printed and once other agents start marketing these, we're gonna have more fees involved and all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna stick with those prices of 145, 826 a square foot, 2010 financing. But webinar special. All right. So because you're working with me, we can reduce the purchase price by 10,000. So we can get the purchase price down to 135. Again, that's for both lots. If you wanted to put a value, say you put a value of 35 to 40,000 on the second row lot, that means you're getting the beachfront for 95, right? If you want to figure it like that. Plus, I can help you a little bit more on the financing. We can go at 10, 10, 30. So 10% down, 10% interest on the balance for up to 30 years. That gets your payment down to 1,066 a month. Again, no HOE fees, no prepayment penalties, and you are good to go. There you go. What else do you want to know, guys? Let me do this. Let me pull up Google Earth. I'm going to show you exactly where these properties are located. Mhm. Just hang out 1 second. There we go. Yep, this is cool. I like doing these. I should get back into doing this. It's been a long time since I just had good conversations on um, on a webinar. There we go. Perfect. All right, everyone can see my screen? Good. So this is the island of Ambergris Caye. All right, I'm going to zoom in to some areas that you may know, from watching my videos or other people's videos. So San Pedro Town is right here. Here's where you fly in. San Pedro Town is here. You have Mahogany Bay Village is here. South Ambergris Caye, La Serene down there, which we heard some good rumors about that. That should be getting going here pretty quick. As you go north, you take the cutoff road to Secret Beach. So this is the whole Secret Beach area. And then here you have subdivisions such as Ambergris Caye, Grand Belizean Estates, Palmyra Woods, Grand Mayan, West Key, Habitat, all of that good stuff is right in here. And then up here, northeast side, you have Newtown. Let me kind of just focus on that for a bit. So this was a government subdivision right here called Newtown, and you see how many people have started to build already. So all these little dots, nice homes in there. Here's the quarry, one of the quarries. There's another quarry. All right, going a bit further north, you have Margaritaville. You have Robles Point, Rocky Point up there. And if you go to the west side, you can see those two markers. You have West Coast Estates North, West Coast Estates South. All right, so there we go. So this is the northern tip. That's the one we have 5 and 5, 5 beachfront, 5 back. And then here's where we have the 12 beachfront, the 12 second row. All right, so why do I keep talking about Newtown? Look at this. From these properties, you just go through this channel, scooch right across Kyle Francis over here, and then you're in Newtown. Here in this area, grocery stores, cafes, local Belizean food, little restaurants, access to the reef. You got the reef right here, of course, and you access all the way down to San Pedro town. So why I'm saying this is in the future, right now, you're probably, if you had a boat up here, you're probably going to go down the West Coast on into Secret Beach, park your boat there, do all your shopping, running around, have your stuff delivered. Or you're probably going to go all the way into San Pedro town. So, for example, right now, a lot of the property owners that are building homes up in here that are boat access only, they'll just come and dock at Secret Beach for a while. And from Secret Beach, you can have grocery stores all over the island deliver your stuff. So, for example, dock right here at the water park, and then have your grocery store delivery guy bring all your supplies right here. So then you don't have to go all the way to town. You're just right there, right? A couple other cool things is I believe the property right here, which is being built as a Six Senses property. I know they're doing some work out there. Looks like that's been given the green light. I think it always has been given the green light, but I think right now they're just starting to pull the trigger on getting some stuff going out there. So that's going to be pretty exciting. And then if we go back to the properties, check this out. Israel and I were just here last week. This is a little private island that is being developed by a record producer. And look at that. So when you go right now, these homes look a little small. Yeah, this is a massive home, guys. Huge. This is now complete. They have a pool. This is a big pool area, big homes, rentals, and yeah, we're gonna do a full video on that to show you that. So that gives you an idea of what you can do off grid. When I mean off grid, I mean, this is they have their own water, solar, backup generators, nice pier out there. Beautiful, beautiful property. All right, so I'll leave you with that. If you have any other comments, questions, concerns, let me know. Email me directly, DennisKii@gmail.com. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.